Hey guys, welcome back to Intermediate Algebra. So this one is called Number of Solutions to Quadratic Equations. Before I go through two problems, I just want to explain some information from you. So first thing I want you to explain, you can see there's a lot on here, but I want you to explain to you what a word discriminant right here means. I'm going to lock that in place right there. Discriminant is this portion of the quadratic formula right there. So I'm actually going to put that right down here. So this little portion, the inside portion, the b squared minus 4ac, is what's called the discriminant in math terms when it comes to quadratics. And it's important because it can tell you information about the x-intercepts. Okay, meaning if the value of this, when you're all done doing your calculations, if the value of that turns out to be a positive value, I'm going to lock that in place. So if it ends up being a positive value, I'm going to show you what that looks like on a graph. You can see these are all positive values. This is positive values. These are positive values. Anything down here is positive. Or if I invert this, oh shoot, I should make that invertible. We're going to unlock that so I can invert that. Let's see what that looks like. We'll flip it up and down. Boom. So now this also has a positive discriminant. This does. All these do. What you might notice about all these is everywhere I've gone, I've had two x-intercepts. It will cross two times. So all of these here are positive, or if I reflip this back upside down again, and just know in the future, if you flip it, it's the same type thing. All of these have two x-intercepts as well. So these are positive discriminants. Now, what happens if this discriminant ends up equaling 0? Okay, if the balance of it is 0, doesn't happen a lot, but it can happen. That means you're going to have one x-intercept. What does that mean? That means that the vertex on this thing lines up exactly, there we go, right there on the x-intercept. It touches the x-intercept, but it doesn't go below. So there's only one spot where it connects. This can happen at any point along it, and I'm trying to go carefully. Oh, I'm offset. There we go. As long as I stay on it, those are all points of one x-intercept, meaning they would have a discriminant value of 0. Okay? Then, what happens if this value in here is negative? Okay? A negative means there are no x-intercepts, no solutions. That doesn't mean it's not a parabola. It is still a parabola, but there's no x-intercepts. Well, what does that look like, Mr. Anderson? This. That looks like this. You can see here's a parabola, but it never crosses the x-axis. So up here, down here, all of these have no x-intercepts, meaning they would have a negative discriminant. And I'm going to flip this, I guess, one more time so you can see it from the bottom side of it. Up and down. This here, down here, if it's going this direction, these also would have a negative discriminant because it never touches the x-axis in any way. So that's what it means for your discriminant to be a positive value, a 0 value, or a negative value. So let's do two cons, and now I think that should make them much easier as we do these. So they're giving you this one here, and they're asking you, does the discriminant value of this graph, is it positive, is it 0, or is it negative? So you got to ask yourself, how many times does it touch the x-axis? You'll notice it touches one time. So if it only touches once, that means it has a 0 discriminant value. If it had touched twice, it would have been positive. If it didn't touch at all, it would be negative. Pretty easy. Let's do one more. So here's what we got here. We've got this one right here. And they've given us the quadratic. We need to figure out the value for the discriminant. So let's do that first. First of all, the value for the discriminant, remember, is the inside part of that, the b squared minus 4ac. So as I do that, I need to know my values for a, b, and c, which it's my 25 for a, negative 10 for b, and positive 1 for my c value. As I plug those values in right there, I'm going to square the 10, and then I'm going to do negative 4 times 25 times 1. Well, negative 10 squared is 100, and negative 4 times 25 is negative 100. Negative 100 times 1 is negative 100. So I've got positive 100 on this side. I've got negative 100 on this side. As I add those two together, I get 0. So my discriminant value is 0, which means it only touches that graph how many times? Hopefully you just said 1. Hey, that's how you do it, guys. Good luck to you. I will see you over on Google Hangouts to help you out. Bye-bye.